now tuned in Frankyrose's Crime Updates. Crime Updates. You are now tuned in Frankyrose's Crime Updates. Crime Updates.
Let's switch to suspense. Let's switch to suspense.
You are now tuned in Frankyrose's Crime Updates. Crime Updates. Crime Updates. You are now tuned in Frankyrose's Crime Updates. Crime Updates.
Oh my goodness. So how are you guys doing? I thought we would touch base on Debbie again. There's been a lot going on with that case, so I thought we may as well cover it as it comes in because there's been a lot. So, you know what? Without further ado, let's look into this. Alrighty. I hope everybody's safe and dry and warm. I'm thinking of all of you guys out there in Florida. That is heartbreaking. You guys had a hard time. Eastern Canada got hit too. Not as bad as Florida. I've never seen a city get wiped out like that. I am so sorry for you guys. So, do we want to start with this? I don't think so. I don't think so. I want to start with this. Okay, let's do this, guys.
On behalf of Sheriff Joey Terrell, I want to welcome you. To begin with, I'd like to give you a brief synopsis of where we are to date on the investigation. The results of the autopsy are still pending. The results regarding the analysis of the items we've submitted to the crime lab are still pending. We are now just beginning to get responses to the search warrants and the subpoenas in the case to date. We can tell you that we have received additional footage from a security camera from a business near the Family Dollar store.
Sorry, guys.
That additional footage shows us that Debbie Collier walked out of the Family Dollar store at 3:09, got into her van, and remained in her van in the parking lot for 10 minutes before leaving the parking lot and heading south on Georgia 15, Highway 441, US 23. This tells us that the time frame is actually narrowed a little further for this case to begin at 3:19 p.m. on Saturday, September 10th, and ending at 12:44, Sunday, September 11th, the time of the discovery. Please understand that this case is very complex in nature and has a lot of questions and unknowns that aren't found in a typical death investigation. It is going to take significantly more time than the 19 days that have passed since the discovery to solve this crime. We also want you to know that we are working diligently to solve this case. We are trying to obtain as much information as possible so that we can put together facts and evidence to support a motive and also to identify a person or persons of interest. At this time, I'd like to call up lead investigator George Kaysen to assist with answering the questions that you may have. George.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for being here and being a part of this. Hopefully we'll be able to answer some questions and give y'all some insight of where we're at and kind of what we're dealing with. First off, I want to start off by saying we have received a lot of questions that y'all have sent in. Some of these questions, the information that is pertaining to those questions is very sensitive information. We will try to answer them to the best that we can, but there will be information that we need to retain just for the simple fact of it being very sensitive, and we don't want our potential persons of interest to be able to get a hold of this information. Just that way it does not jeopardize the furthering of our investigation. As far as some of these questions that were asked, I'm going to kind of go through a list of them and try to give answers as best as possible to you. One of the first questions that was asked is, can you confirm the memo message from mom to daughter was sent to mom's phone? We're still waiting more information that we have requested to confirm or deny where the memo was sent from, but we can confirm that Amanda did receive the memo. She did receive money. That much we do know right now. Continuing on, our next question was, are you in possession of Collier's cell phone and where was it found? Yes, we are in possession of that cell phone. We do have it in evidence, and it was located at the crime scene. The next question that was asked was, what was Collier's cause of death? And as Colonel Kogod mentioned, we are still awaiting the full report from the medical examiner's office. Once that comes in, we will absolutely update everyone on those findings. What records and data have we analyzed? Due to that being sensitive information, much as the disclaimer that I gave when I first stepped up here, we don't want to reveal any information that could possibly be potentially jeopardize our investigation. Our suspects will get that information. There was a question about Deborah's phone records. We have served multiple search warrants on multiple different cell phone carriers. We are working with them to get all pertinent data from those devices and from those carriers. So hopefully we'll be able to develop more of a timeline, a better timeline, and hopefully be able to find out more information about what exactly happened. Inclusion of family members, a question was related to that, is that right now we have not ruled anyone out at this point. We have ever developing leads and we're gradually having information that we have requested come in. So we're still in the process of trying to find persons or person of interest, and as that information starts to actually help us develop more information for y'all to have. We're continuing to investigate Deb's activities from September 10th through to September 11th, which is also going back to the timeline. We're gradually just getting more information in. We want to know just as much.
There's been lots coming in daily, so I'm trying to get a few different things in one so we can kind of keep this in order. I didn't believe it when I got up and there's this and that out, and I was like, holy smokes. How you doing out there, Scotland? Good to see you.
Does, and we're working, as Colonel said, diligently. We've lost as such should be in this investigation. We've devoted a lot of time to this investigation. There was a question that had been executed as far as the again, information out just for the simple fact that it may provide information out to possible potential persons of interest. We don't want to face before we as Colonel Kogod said, a couple other questions that were kind of obtained as far as Deborah's timeline. We have obtained additional footage from the parking lot, as he described, where she is in her 2022 Chrysler Pacifica van in the parking lot of the Family Dollar, which is obviously joined by other businesses. We've obtained additional footage and found that she stayed in that parking lot an additional 10 minutes. From that 10 minutes at 3:19 p.m., she leaves the parking lot and begins to head southbound on Georgia 15, which is the main highway, the 4-lane highway that connects Raven County to Habersham. She starts traveling southbound towards Little Falls, which is just inside Habersham County. We are still in the process of trying to obtain videos from other locations. Businesses along that route, and we encourage any business along that route that might have cameras, please reach out to us. Look through your video cameras and reach out to us so that way we can have a meeting with you and see if we can kind of even narrow down our timeline even more. And as far as the timeline, the last time we know that she was alive was at 3:19. Because we see her in that vehicle leaving the parking lot, heading southbound on Georgia 15. There was a question about our thoughts of this being a homicide. We have not changed our thoughts about this being a homicide. We're still treating this as a murder investigation, and we will not change that. We will diligently and continuously work day and night trying to solve this case and try to bring justice to Ms. Collier and her family. A lot of the questions we got are kind of repeat, so if I do repeat some of these.
Okay, off subject for a second, but I want to address this. Right, James? That was going to be my first deep dive on my other channel. And the thing is I was hitchhiking in that area when he was running around like this. And I can't deal with him. I won't touch him again. He's too sick, way too sick. And yeah, I was like literally out there thumbing.
Answers. I do apologize, but I'm trying to go through and trying to get every question that was given to us. We were, again, going back to the cell phone providers and search warrants we've done. We're working with multiple different cell phone providers to obtain necessary information. All we know right now, as far as the Venmo message is that, yes, it was sent to Amanda. There was a question in there as far as, do we know where the money is now? No, we don't. For the simple fact that we are still obtaining information, when it was sent, where it was sent, what device it was sent from. We're still trying to obtain that information right now.
I have a question back, going back to what you were saying about the death and why you're confident that this is a homicide. Was there any signs of trauma to the body that clearly indicated that this was a homicide?
The only thing we know as of right now is the burns of the body. We're still waiting for the absolute full report from the medical examiner's office. But nonetheless, because of the burns, we're still treating this like a murder. We're trying to investigate it as such, and we won't deter from that just because we're going to treat it like that investigation to get all thorough information.
And in the statement, it says, let's see, that this was, you're clear that this was a random act of violence. Generally speaking, if I say something is a random, was a random act of violence.
Let me stop right there. Where did that statement come from?
Because it was not a random act.
Not, okay, my apologies. Okay, what, meaning that it was not a, could you be more specific? Because I don't want to put words in your mouth. What does that mean? Does that mean someone knew someone?
No, what that means at this point is there is no information. There is no information or evidence to this point that shows that this was something random, that there was something that was out, that was not from somebody that she either knew or somebody who she had some association with. That's what we're seeing at this time. So based on that information, we do not believe that this is a random act of violence. We do not believe that this is the act of a serial killer. We believe that this act was deliberate and personal. Okay?
Yes, sir. Michael Ruiz from Fox News Digital. I'm just curious if Debbie's purse was recovered at the scene.
Yes, it was. We do have that in evidence, and it was recovered from the crime scene.
Is that another purse than the one that was said to be left at her home?
That we're not aware of. We're still working on that, but we do know for a fact the video that was released of her being in the Family Dollar, that purse was found at the crime scene and is in evidence.
And one other question there is there anyone in that area that she is acquainted with? Is there a reason she would go up there dressed in her Bulldogs jersey on game day and drive an hour?
We're still trying to work with that. Again, like I said, as far as some of the search warrants and some of the follow-ups that we're doing, we're trying to obtain that information to see if she has any connections. If anyone, and that's one thing too, I'm glad you asked that. If anyone does have any kind of contact, we encourage the public as well. If anyone had contact with Debbie Collier during that time frame, as far as from September 9th all the way through September 11th, specifically around the time frame of 3/19 to Sunday when the body was found, if anyone had any contact or might have seen or talked to her, please, we encourage you to come forward and speak with her.
Investigator Case and Joy Priscilla have you mentioned that she headed south on Highway 115 after leaving the Family Dollar store. Did the school zone cameras in Tallulah Falls School pick up her departure?
Absolutely. And actually, I'm glad you asked that. I do have something that we're going to make readily available for y'all when we're done with this press conference. We do have in our possession, this is an actual photograph from the Tallulah Falls school cameras. She was seen traveling northbound on Georgia 15, just north of our crime scene, there, which is just south of Victory Home Lane. This is a picture of her traveling northbound Georgia 15, traveling through these cameras at 2:17 p.m. on Saturday. Once we're done with this, I will actually tape it up here on the wall, so that way anyone and everyone can come up here and get a better picture of it, because I understand it's hard to see from here. So once we're done, you can come up and get a better picture.
Did you see her coming back southbound?
We have not. We have been in coordination with Chief Elrod from the Tool Falls Police Department. She has had many countless sleepless nights, looked through cameras, and that being one of the most heavily trafficked roads in Northeast Georgia, especially for travel towards the North Carolinas, there's probably 150 to 100 cars that come through. So they are still looking to see if they're coming back south.
Question about the van while on the top. So the original report sent out the van was seen by two Falls officers sitting there on the side of the road around 5 o'clock Saturday. And of course, when you all got there, the van was there on Sunday.
Correct.
Is it y'all's impression that the van was there that entire time, from 5 o'clock till?
Well, we know it wasn't there the entire time.
It was not there?
So you home
From 5 p.m. Saturday, it was
5 p.m. Saturday.
to 11-ish, 12-ish when you guys got there Sunday. Did it ever leave that location?
Now that we're not aware of.
Okay.
When you said the 5 o'clock thing, I didn't know if you were talking about Friday, but
No, Saturday.
as far as the timeline, the only times we can establish as far as that van is there is that we're still getting trickling information. I think there was another question in here, if there was any tips from the community that have helped us out. Yes, because it has helped us narrow down timelines. We're still following up to see if we can actually get confirmation of this van being there at certain times. But as of right now, from what we know, that van was there at the crime scene on Sunday, is what we can. Now, as far as her time getting back to the crime scene, we're sure leads.
You say she was sitting in the parking lot outside Family Dollar. You left at 3:19. At 3:17, this video message was sent. And earlier you mentioned you're still trying to determine what device that was sent from. Does that mean that you all do not know if she in fact sent a message herself?
As the investigation goes on, I mean, we're doing a lot of search warrants to try to obtain any information that we possibly can. And as we know, as far as with the digital information and all digital electronic devices we have these days, you can access a camera.
I'm coming over here for a second. Did money go missing? I think they're just talking about that Vimo money that was sent over. And it sounds like, I was trying to figure out what's it, but it sounds like she left that dollar store and the parking lot was able to send that off, but she ended up down the highway there. Sounds like if they find motive, they find the killer. I think so. You know, they left, what was the other state they were in that they just up and left? And they'd only been back something like 2 days when the mom went missing. I just have a sneaking suspicion that this might be like a payback for something. It didn't sound like in that message that that she had to tell the daughter who was holding her. She just said they. Yeah, I find this. And then I watched another interview, and it was the boyfriend, and he was saying that they have both doors barricaded on the inside, so nobody can get in. And I find that a really strange reaction. Alice, I agree, Franky. I think she knows what happened, but I don't think she had anything to do with it. But is the perfect person to have it blamed on? You know what? Yeah. His over her. I am going to be so interested in what comes out. I was hoping that was going to give us a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, he's threatened the family as well, right? Unreal. Yeah, Ellis, and if you want to check out like a real creep, Clifford Olson, absolutely 100%. I can deal with a lot. I can't deal with Clifford Olson. And back from the 80s, I couldn't deal with Clifford Olson. He is is truly one of the absolute worst I've heard of. And there's a lot of sick puppies out there, isn't there?
Counts from many different devices, which is why I want to stand on being able to device that.
And her daughter received that payment at 317. She said in the Athens Clark County Police Department report, when she reported her mother missing, that it worried her. She tried to call her mom on her cell phone. But two things. One, she had said that her mother only took her debit card and car keys. She didn't mention a purse. She didn't mention a cell phone. Also, it took her 3 hours, according to the timeline in the missing person report, from 317 to 601 before she actually reported her mother missing. Have you all looked into why there was a delay?
Yes, we have looked in, and again, we're still waiting for more information to come back, again, with the search warrants that we've done. We're trying to develop those timelines, get confirmations of where these people were at, or it was close to Deborah at the time. We're trying to develop and get that information, so the basis to this.
On the original incident report, there's a check mark about drug use.
I'll let it go.
So patrol deputies, when they respond to scenes like this, and they don't know exactly what they have, they normally mark whatever may be applicable. In this case, because it was so questionable and there were so many unknowns when we got to the scene, they marked it as a possibility that it could be drug related. However, at this time, the investigation is not leading us in that direction.
Is that another example why there may not be an obvious trauma, like some shot, stabbed, or, you know?
Could be, but again, it's so preliminary.
Did I just hear that right? Did he say there is not a drug connection?
It could be drug related. However, at this time, the investigation is not leading us in that direction.
Is that another example why there may not be an obvious trauma, like someone shot, stabbed, or, you know?
Could be, but again, it's so preliminary in the investigation that we really can't make that determination. We just do not believe, based on what we have at this time, that this is drug related.
The tip that Amanda Bearden was at the Family Dollar, did that come from her? Did it come from somewhere else? And what is the significance of her not being at that location that Saturday?
I'll try to answer that as best as well. So the tip, as far as her being at the Family Dollar, came from an initial interview to where she was talking about her mother going to Family Dollar to buy room supplies to help clean up her apartment when she got back to Georgia. As far as anything, as far as the Family Dollar,
Be an obvious trauma, like someone shot, stabbed, you know?
Could be, but again, it's so preliminary in the investigation that we really can't make that determination. We just do not believe, based on what we have at this time, that this is drug related.
The tip.
Okay, like I said, that's my theory. And now they're talking about the daughter possibly being there.
At that location that Saturday.
I'll try to answer that as best as well. So the tip, as far as her being at the Family Dollar, came from an initial interview to where she was talking about her and mother going to Family Dollar to buy room supplies to help clean up her apartment when she got back to Georgia. As far as anything, as far as the Family Dollar visit, I don't think that. No, it comes from yeah. This is investigator. He's also one of my team leaders. So I pulled the video footage from the store and talked with them. Based off of that, with Ms. Collier, she was there for that time period from 2:54 till 3:10. Got in her car at 3:10 till 3:20. It was asked that if Amanda was in there earlier, and Amanda, based off of our knowledge at this time, there was some confusion there, and the associate that worked there actually saw the mother and not the daughter. I was able to provide photos to that store clerk to confirm that, based off of what we were told.
And she said, no, I remember seeing the mother, not the daughter.
Can you speak to whether Amanda Bearden has any acquaintances or friends, family in the area?
Like investigator Case said, we can't confirm that right now. I'm sure once we start getting some of these subpoenas and search warrants back on these phone records, we'll be able to give an answer on that at that time.
When was the last time Amanda told you all she saw her mom? And can you confirm a report that Debbie's husband, Steve, was working during the time of Debbie's disappearance?
All right, so what we can confirm as far as that question right there is that we know that Amanda talked on the phone with her mother on Saturday afternoon. I'll have to look back at my notes from the actual report itself to be able to give you some kind of actual time for it, but the last time she spoke to her mom was on the phone. As far as Steve working, we have pulled video from Snows Bank where he stated that he was working that day because of being a UGA game. He works for a private company called the Optimus Club that private contracts Snows Bank's parking lot to park vehicles for game day. They use that parking lot to provide parking for people coming to the game. We have confirmed that he was there from, I'm making sure I get the time right.
9 to 4:06.
From 9 to 4:06, 9 a.m. to 4:06 p.m. on Saturday.
I'm Nora Alves, I'm with WCHM. Do you have any reason to believe that she could have met someone there where her van was parked?
I'm gonna go back to the answer as far as we're not ruling anything out. We're still trying to develop leads. We're still following up on tips and information. We're still awaiting information back from search warrants and subpoenas that we have sent off. Once that, and for phone records as well. Once that information comes back and we have time to actually analyze and go through the details, then we'll have a better answer for that.
Investigator Case, and I know you said that the state medical examiner's autopsy report has not yet been completed, but in the report that you all released last week, you stated that Ms. Collier's body was found down a ravine and she was grasping a small tree in her hand. What does that indicate?
I mean, that's a lot of different indications. I mean, talk about that.
At this point, we're not sure what it indicates.
Could she have been alive?
Very possible that she could have been alive at the time she went down the ravine. But again, the autopsy will help us to narrow down time of death, help us to narrow down toxicology. Reports. Help us to narrow down other things related to the body itself that we don't know at this time.
So would that indicate, if she were alive, that she survived being burned?
Very possible. Again, very preliminary information.
Carl,
Yes.
as far as the crime scene itself, is that private property? Is it public right of way? Is it U.S. Forest Service, National Forest land, or?
I believe it's U.S. National Forest.
Really quickly, Karen Spelger, Alive. In reference to the crime scene, it was mentioned that the purse that she had at the store was found there. Were any other items recovered, including what she bought?
So all the items that were purchased as far as from the Family Dollar that we can tell right now, again, we're still going through the investigation. We can't confirm that the majority of those items were found on the crime scene.
You mentioned a minute ago that Amanda had just moved back to Georgia. Where was she and when did she move back?
So this is what we can confirm. She lived in Maryland with her brother. She lived in, I think, the same apartment complex, correct? With her brother up in Maryland. City, I can't tell you what the city is because I don't have my notes and stuff in front of me, but I do know it's Maryland. She moved down here on the 8th, which would have been Thursday, September 8th, when she moved down here to Georgia. So we know that she was down here at some point on Thursday. Yes, sir.
You're clear it's not a kidnapping, despite the fact of that note with the Venmo note. Well, is that something that has made things particularly murky? Because that note seems to give the impression something was going on.
I'll tell you straight up, right here, as far as this investigation goes, it seems like once we get on track with something, like a curveball comes in out of nowhere. That's why we're staying diligent and trying to stay on top of things and following up with the leads, because we want to make sure we get facts. Specifically to give y'all. We want to make sure that we have all the information before we start pushing forward.
Did Amanda give any theory as to what was going on, why she would get that kind of message, especially now that we know that message was probably sent in a 2 to 3 minute window after her getting out of the store, right?
She has not given any kind of insight as far as to that. She has been asked, and again, I'd have to go back to my notes to give you the exact statement she gave, but there's really no insight to it on who they are.
And where is the sheriff in all of this? We've not heard from Sheriff Terrell directly.
I'll let his second in command. This is
So, as any good leader, the sheriff delegates certain authority, certain responsibilities to other people to be performed on his behalf. I am appointed as the PIO for the sheriff's office, public information officer, and I can assure you that Sheriff Terrell is the reason we're doing this today.
Okay then. So yeah, I just did another Franky. I'll just start calling him Franky. I stopped the stream on that one. I'm trying to multitask. And let's see. I'm going to see what you guys are doing. Sorry about that. Oh my word. Let's see here. Okay, I got to do the adult thing. Okay, Alice, thanks for being here. It's great having you here, of course. Hope your little guy's doing well. I didn't see you for a couple of days. I thought maybe wasn't feeling great. So I do have lots lined up here, but is there anything you guys want to start off first with? I've got set up. Let's check this out. I think it might piece out. I'll look at this with you. Let's see.
Gorgeous host getting rid of whatever Hurricane Ian brings. You're looking at new video from Tybee Island, just outside of Savannah.
Okay, well. Let's see if it'll let me finish up here. No. All right. We're getting crappy weather right now. It's thunder and lightning and stuff through the night, and this morning it's just not pleasant. So we'll watch this first, I think.
And nice to see you. A couple more things here that we get into. We just at first blush here. What do you think is going on here? What happened?
I think that the death of Deborah Collier is not random. There's no way I can think about it, Bill. If somebody was coming in to burglarize or rob or even carjack her, they would, number one, if it's a burglar, leave immediately if they see somebody home, or kill them right there and get the hay out of there. Who goes to the trouble of taking her 60 miles away from Athens to Tallulah Falls at Tallulah Gorge and burning her body, carrying it down a ravine, trying to burn it, giving up halfway through? they've got a tarp, they've got a tote bag down there, they had to create a fire. That's what we call staging. And it tells me this is not random.
Okay, so 2 years ago, she posted a selfie of a black eye she suffered. All right, and apparently she said she fell. And police, after an investigation, confirmed that those injuries are very likely the result of.
So what do you guys think of this black eye? I don't know. That doesn't look like your typical black eye in my world. I don't know, it's a little sus too. There is so much going on with this case.
Of a fall. And the police say there's been never have they received a domestic call on behalf of police to their home. Now, have you looked at the husband? Has he been cooperating?
I think that husband is cooperating, but I do know this. Sources near the family say the family feels like they are being eyed as suspects because their words, not mine, their phones were confiscated and they were interrogated. They may feel that way, but that's SOP, standard operating procedure. And when your loved one goes missing or is found murdered, the eye is on you because you're closest to them. I got another question, Bill Hemmer. Think about this. She sent that bizarre text to her daughter saying, they're not going to let me go. And the key to the house is under the flower pot. My last words to my children, God willing, are not going to be the key under the flower pot. And if she was found without her cell phone, then from where did she send that text, that very bizarre text? And she thought to Venmo her daughter $2,385 just with her dying movements and breath. None of that fits. I want to find out who bought that blue tarp. It's perfect for fingerprints. And I want to find out, did she drive herself there? Because last time her husband saw her, that car was parked in their driveway Saturday morning when he says he went to work.
Okay, a few things here. Family phones confiscated by police. There's going to be some evidence on there. The red tote bag, blue tarp, and remains of a fire near her corpse that you just mentioned there. And a van rented by Collier was found near the scene that you just discussed as well. However, this text message, you're wiring your daughter money. Apparently, she shared that account with her husband. This gets deeper and deeper, Nancy. You wonder if there's a third party involved here. Why would you do that? Would the daughter not know that the house key was beneath the flower pot to begin with? I think common sense says yes. I don't know where this leads investigators, but is it possible that she did not send that final text message from her own phone?
It's absolutely possible, and that's what I'm getting at. Remember Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie using her car, her gasoline, her credit cards, was coming all the way across the country on her cell phone going, hi, Granddad, blah, 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 trying to act like she was still alive. Now, I'm not pointing at any suspect, but what I am saying unequivocally is that I don't believe she sent that text. So who did? Who knew to send it to that daughter, Amanda? Who thought about the flower pot? Who would have that knowledge if it's even true? And why would they bother with the hoax of suggesting she's still alive? And another thing, who would park that rented vehicle that Deborah was using right there on the highway where anybody could see it, and then go all the way down the hill, start a fire, and try to burn her naked body? And where are her clothes?
Yeah, great
I wonder,
questions.
was she taken during the night?
Great questions, Nancy. Stay on the case. I know you will, and we'll see where we get in the coming days.
Thank you,
Hopefully
Bill.
somewhere. You bet. Nice to see
you. Okay. It does look like a punch or two, doesn't it? I have to agree. Yeah. This is just, like I said, every time I turn around, there's something else being thrown. I have no idea why she would drive that distance to go to a dollar store when she had them in her own town. None of this makes sense. Let's take a look at this one here. No, just did that now, didn't we? Okay. Okay. Now I find this really interesting. Come on. I love that house. Like, I really do. Looks like a little ball from the top. A golf ball. Come on.
Yes. Hey, Mom, my wife wasn't home. Her driver's license still in there. The car's gone. And the dog's here. And we were kind of worried about what's happening and where she's at. I was going to send somebody over here.
Okay. Do you have any medical issues, like Alzheimer's or something like that?
No, she's 59 years old. No, she's had old therapy and stuff like that. And according to her daughter, who went up and she was here with her driver's license. The thing is the phone is gone, and she sent her daughter a text about 2 hours ago saying they won't let me go. Whatever that means, we don't know. I've been all day parking cars for the football game and all, and that's where we're at.
What's your address, sir?
435 Rocky Drive.
You said 435 Rock Drive?
Yes, at Creek Park.
Okay, so she sent your daughter saying that they that they won't.
Yeah, she got a text message saying that.
It comes from her number, right? What's your name, sir?
Steve Collier.
Spell your last name for me.
Collier.
And your wife's name?
Deborah. Deborah. We call her Debbie, but it's Deborra.
Your last name?
Collier, yes.
How old is she? At 59?
59. She just turned 50.
You just returned home, right?
Pardon me?
You just returned home, right?
Yes, I just returned home. I was parking cars until about 4:30, and when I came back, the van that she had rented at the clothing shop was gone. I figured she was shopping for food.
Okay. So and her car is there?
Pardon me? Her van's not here.
Okay. But her driver's license and what else is there?
Right. Her driver's license is here.
What else did she leave? With a purse or anything else?
Yeah, she left her purse, and her credit cards are here.
When was the last time she was seen?
I left at 9 o'clock. She was still sleeping. So last night, I mean, she went to bed last night, and I left, and the van was here.
So is your stepdaughter there though? I mean, did she see her today?
Pardon me?
Did your stepdaughter see her today?
Pardon me.
You say stepdaughter. Did she see her or?
Say that again. I'm trying to control a dog.
Okay, your stepdaughter. Did she see her?
No,
recently?
no, nobody has seen her. I was probably the last person to see her last night.
What time? You said 9 o'clock last night?
Yeah, about 9 o'clock we went to bed.
You left this morning, right?
Yes, at about 9.
Sorry. So did you see her this morning or last night?
No, I saw her last night at about 9 when she went to bed. And when I left, the van was here.
So she was. You don't know if she was still there or not. You didn't see her this morning.
Right. kept the van was still here, so I'm assuming she was sleeping.
Yeah. Isn't that something? I'm hoping she had more than one purse, is my thoughts. So the daughter went upstairs? I don't know. The only way that that could possibly be that her purse was back is, of course, one of them was at that scene. But they said that her phone was there and the purse was there. So, hey, you. I have not seen you for a bit. Thanks for joining us, Doug. So, yeah, I'm really, really confused as to how these items are in one spot and then they're saying that they're in another. It just doesn't fit. Doesn't work.
What time was the message sent to your stepdaughter?
What time? About 2 hours ago?
About 2 hours ago?
Yes.
And it specifically said they won't let me go.
Pardon? Yeah, that's what the message said.
And that's all it said, right?
That's all it said.
And she was last seen driving, or she was driving. What kind of car is that?
It's, I don't know, because the car's in the shop, so, the rental place on,
The van that she was driving, is that what she be in, or you don't know?
no, I don't know, it's, Enterprise. You said a car from Enterprise, Pacifica or something.
That's the car you saw this morning, though, right?
Yeah, the black van, yeah.
The black Pacifica?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's Pacifica.
And that's a rental car.
Yes, from Enterprise.
All right, I'm sorry. What's her birthday?
Deborah. D-E-B-B-I-E, or her given name is Deborah.
No, her birthday.
D-E-B-O-R-A.
Her birthday? And she white, female, black, female?
Pardon me?
She white or black?
White.
How tall is she?
About 5'5".
How much she weigh?
About 150. 145, somewhere around there.
Color hair?
Blondish.
Would she be going to somebody's house, or?
That's a good question. I thought she was out shopping for food. Her daughter came over with that strange message and then went upstairs to her bedroom and found out that her driver's license and credit card's still here. So that doesn't sound like her leaving the house to go shopping like I thought she was. She usually shops for food on Saturday.
So she don't have any money at all with her, any other cards?
Not to our knowledge, she has nothing.
But she is her purse there?
Yes.
She's at the purse as well?
Yes.
Does she have family here in town?
No, just her daughter.
Have you tried to call the hospitals and jails just to be sure?
No, I didn't think of calling the hospital.
Okay. Go ahead. Like I said, I got them on the way out there to you.
Okay.
Go ahead and call both hospitals, Athens Regional and St. Mary's, and just check with the jail as well to make sure. And we'll have somebody come out there and talk to you.
Okay. I appreciate it.
And your phone number.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
So what do you guys think? That was the first one. They've got calls from the daughter. They've got calls from the sister. Okay, let's go here, guys. Debbie Collier's death, Georgie Mom's killed in deliberate and personal act. These guys got some great updates. Oh, good God, not that man. I didn't see that. We've seen this. And we've watched that. I want to... Oh, God, not him. Okay, that's not working either. It's going to be one of those days again. Husband, okay, we've watched that. Exclusive Stephen Collier, the husband of slain Athens office manager Debbie Collier. Sorry. Law enforcement source tells Digital Fox. He was parking cars September 10th for Georgia Bulldogs game between 9 a.m. and 4. Okay, I think this is the one I want. If it's the sister. Have you guys heard the sister yet? Okay, that's from Stephen. I've listened to that. You know, I thought it was on this one. Okay, there's these two. I'm going through. Yeah, I think it's the weather that's causing us grief here with these streams. Come on. Work with me here. Okay. Let's see if there's a kick in. Come on. Damn. Damn. Come on. Reload it. Oh, come on. Have a clue, but I can get it to load, right? Trying to get stuff to load the other day, watching that storm. Okay, well, there's this too. Let's see if we can get this to work while the other stuff is doing its thing. There's this bullet that they have found, right? So it's not a recreational hunting round that you would find normally in that area. It's unusual. Not using a .222, 223 round, plus it's bow season. Let's see here, I'm going to blow this up a little bit. So as far as it goes, come on. I think so. So yeah, like they left a lot of things of this after the fact. To me, these look like some kind of hazardous waste gloves that you get at the hospitals or crime scene techs or something. And look at there, up in a freaking tree. No. And this is where she was located. Right in here. Also visible is what looked like a possible charred fragment from her Georgia Bulldogs jersey that she was wearing when she was in the store. Let's see if I can get this to work for you. I think this is where he talks about barricading the doors. Wow. I have no idea what's going on here. You know what I'm going to do? Is this. Okay. Wow, nothing's kicking in. We sleep with stuff in front of our front door. Yeah, this is the one. So on Tuesday, Andrew Gurich, the live-in boyfriend of her daughter, Amanda Bearden, told Fox Digital News that the couple had no involvement in the slaying and were living in fear, sleeping behind barricaded doors. We sleep with stuff in front of our front door and back door because we didn't have anything to do with this, he said, and we're a little scared ourselves. Nice how he pointed out we didn't have anything to do with this. So nothing's loading as far as this goes. I don't want to refresh it. What I'm going to do is stop streaming it and see if I can. Very interesting. Okay, we're going to try this one again. I'm going to try and refresh it. Sorry, guys. Okay, maybe. Oh, come on. You got it. You can do this. You can do this. The little engine that could. Ah! Oh, come on. Come on.
Hi, my name's Amanda Bearden, and I filed a missing persons report on my mother last night, yesterday, and I was just wondering if maybe I could speak with the detective that's been assigned to her case.
Okay, do you have any further information?
I sure do. I mean, do you want the case number?
Give me the case number so I can look it up that way.
Bear with me just a second. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, it's 2022 dash 0910 0216.
216.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. And the detective may not actually be in the building yet, so I may have to get your patrol officer, okay? So just bear with me just a second.
Okay.
So 09010.
I'm sorry, the handwriting is not that great, but it's 09100216.
Okay, sorry about that. I think I missed.
No, you're fine. It's only me.
On Rocky Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what kind of update do you have, just so I know what to try to...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean like I had an update. I just meant... Oh, my God. I didn't mean... I'm sorry. I'm not in a clear mental state. This is my mother that's missing. I just wanted to talk to them. I wanted to see if maybe there was something that I could do. I do have the rental agreement number if they needed that. I mean, that's the only thing that I have to offer. So maybe, because she was in a rental car, I do have her rental agreement number. If they could maybe trace the GPS in it.
All right, what's your phone number?
I'm her daughter.
Yes, ma'am. Take a deep breath for me, okay?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'd be upset too. I completely understand that part. Like being upset about it. So the officer that took your report is already gone for the day. He worked last night. And then the detectives, I don't think they're in the building right now. They're kind of working on an on-call basis, so I don't know that I can get in touch with them unless I have something, you know, fresh to give them. And that would be something, but I can see if I can get another officer to call you back, okay?
Okay.
And we've got the bolo out for her. We got everybody, you know, keeping their eyes peeled for her and that kind of thing. So,
I'm not trying to be a smart aleck here or anything, but do I need to hire a private detective maybe? Because I mean, and I'm not trying to be ugly or anything, but I don't understand I mean, I know you don't know everything, of course, but why hasn't what I've asked being done? Like, why isn't the GPS in her van being traced? Do I need a private detective to do that? I mean, I'm not trying to be ugly or anything.
I know.
I just, the most help.
Okay, so here's the thing. She's what is she?
She's an adult.
Right.
I got it.
So that makes things a little more difficult because people are allowed to leave and go and do things without telling other people. And I know that's not a good answer. I understand that. But that is also, you know, that is also part of it because she is an adult. So it just takes some time also to do these things. So I don't specifically know what they've done yet or not. I wasn't here last night, so I don't know. But from my understanding, they would be doing everything that we know to do currently. But I will definitely get somebody to call you back, okay?
Okay, thank you for talking to me.
It's no problem, ma'am. I'm so sorry. I hate that this is happening to you. What was your name again, sweetie?
Amanda Bearden.
Amanda Bearden. Spell your last name?
Bearden.
Okay. All right. I'll get somebody to call you back here shortly, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Athens Clark County Police.
Hi, can I speak with Colonel Johnson?
Okay, I don't have a Colonel Johnson.
Okay,
So this is her second phone call in.
he just called me. I have some more information for him, and I wanted to get it to him. My name's Amanda Bearden.
Okay. All right, hold on 1 second. I talked to you earlier, so it was
Yes.
Sergeant Johnson we had you talk to. Hold on.
Sergeant Johnson. I'm sorry, honey.
No, that's okay. Just lots of Johnsons around here, so I want to make sure I got the right one.
I get it.
You just need him to call you back?
Yes, ma'am. I thought about it, and I have her iCloud information. I know that and correct me if I'm wrong, but if the phone is turned off, it would still track her. But I do have her. I've got her Apple ID and what I thought was her password, but the password isn't working. I don't know if y'all have.
So what do you guys think she's sounding kind of innocent in my brain. I don't know. She's offering up everything she's got to try and find her. It's almost like, yeah, exactly. I don't know. She's not making herself look great, is she? But yet she's, at the same time, it's almost making me feel like she is clearing herself personally. Like she's giving up a lot of information. I'm starting to wonder if somebody did this in retribution, like, interesting
Technology
case.
or whatever, but I do have, I don't know. I'm just, I mean, you know.
All right, hold on one second, okay?
They said he'd call me back. Okay, thank you.
All right, ma'am, he said he'd be calling you back shortly, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
So what do you think of that? There is also, if I can find it, there is one from her sister as well that talks about her getting into a vehicle accident about a month before. So that might be how she hurt her back. It sounds like the guy that was driving the other vehicle didn't have a license or something, and he was choked that she was reporting it and having to go in for her injuries. So if I can find the sister again, I will. But I'm having problems getting some of these to play. No. Okay, let's get that. That's around. Let's see if it was in here. Nope. Let's see here. No. Okay, this one might help us a little bit here. Thanks for helping or hanging out while I try and get some of these links to work. Okay, let's see if we can get this to go.
We sleep with in front of our back door and our front door because we don't have anything to do with this, so we're a little scared ourselves.
No. No, I'm.
Ourselves at this point.
So that's that. Okay. Okay, let's see here. When does this one come out? Let's look at this.
Yeah, as you can imagine, the daughter is still shaken by the loss of her mom. She tells me she knew something was wrong the moment she received that disturbing message. More than a week after authorities pinged Debbie Collier's car near a wooded area just south of Tallulah Falls in Habersham County, investigators continue to search for the person who killed the 59-year-old mother of two.
My mom was my everything. Somebody took my whole world from me.
Debbie's daughter.
Okay. What do you think already of that? Like even the introduction to how this worked. Okay.
Amanda and her stepfather, Stephen, reported her mother missing on the evening of September 10th. Stephen said he'd seen his wife the night before and that her rental was still in the driveway when he left for work that morning.
I started going to all the different places that I thought she would go, like Walmart, Ulta. I mean, I drove around for at least 2 hours.
At 3:17 that afternoon, Amanda told police she received $2,385 from her mom via Venmo. The money transfer included a message that said, quote, "They're not going to let me go. Love you. There is a key to the house in a blue flower pot by the door."
Immediate hysterical. Never been through before.
When authorities located Debbie's car, they found a red tote bag, down an embankment, a partially burnt tarp, and Debbie's clothless body.
She was a beautiful, kind, giving woman. And she didn't deserve any of this.
Amanda says the last time she saw her mom was Friday night. They ate dinner, ran some errands, and went home separately. She had this message for her mother's killer.
I just want them to rot in hell. I do, sir. I mean, it's not going to take my pain away. I know it's not. But I want justice for my mom.
Habersham County Sheriff's deputies they are leading this investigation. They have not named any suspects at this time.
Okay. I'm going to do this. Okay, there's the... Let's see if we can get the sisters. Okay, I think this is it. So grab this one. The video will run. Trying. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Some of them are working, some of them aren't. Yeah? My dog's snoring. I'm going to. Okay. Do I just have to be patient? This is one of the more interesting calls, so I would, I'm hoping we can get it. Stop. Come in. It's so funny, eh? Pre-internet, pre-computer, everything took hours, and we had the patience. And now, okay.
Ryan Shirley.
Yay.
And my sister lives in Georgia, and my niece told me she was missing. Her name is Deborah Collier, or she could go by Debbie.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if y'all have any information about it.
As far as, I mean, no, not other than with the officer or whoever is working on the case. I don't know anything. Where does she live? Do you know?
All I know is I'm sorry. I don't know her address. Collier.
Okay.
C-O-S-I-E-R.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have any information when there's something, they will contact the family. Whenever they, like I said, whenever they have something for that.
Okay.
All right.
We're just not getting information, so I'm just.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I am really worried about my sister.
Okay.
And
you know what do you have any information where she might go, or you have anything to add to it?
From my niece, she said that she was in an accident about a month ago, and she was, on the road. She was following this truck, and this truck lost a paint can, and the paint can hit my sister's car, and the paint went everywhere. And the driver was trying to convince my sister not to tell the cops that he was driving because he was out on parole, and there was, a stipulation to his parole that he couldn't drive.
Okay. Do you think that was, I'm sorry, I was going to ask, do you think that was told to anybody else? Well, do you think that was told to the officer, that concern?
That's standing for my niece.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if the officer knows that. But I can have him call you. If you want to pass it along with him, anything to help,
Yes, I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's no problem.
I'm in Alabama.
I'm sorry.
I'm in Alabama, and I really do. She won't, she's not communicating very well with us, and I really would like to know what's going on.
I got you. Yeah, since you may have insight on that, I'll have the sergeant give you a call. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. That would be wonderful.
All right. And what is? Let's see here. Excuse me one more time. What's your name?
My name is Diane Shirley.
And your phone number?
Yes, sir.
And this is your sister, right?
Yes. Her daughter's name is Amanda Bearden. She would have been the one that her and her husband, Steve Collier, would have been the ones filing the report, was my understanding from Amanda.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just have him give you a call, okay? And just the same time, all right?
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. Bye-bye.
So what do you think of that guy that the paint can came flying off the vehicle? What do you think of that? We know about the accident now, right? Before it was, I'm going to do this again. Before we kind of wondered if maybe the daughter could be involved with that as well. See if I can find that interview or whatever it was with him, and see if, because he spills a little bit. I'm sure he doesn't mean to, but he's not like the smartest criminal for absolute. Okay, call from Amanda, call from a sister. We've seen that, we've seen this. Okay, look over here, get rid of that. I'm just going to go in here for a second. We've seen this, but I want to see what I can grab.
New developments in the mysterious death of an Athens woman in Habersham County. Video has surfaced of Debbie Collier at a Clayton business the day before investigators found her body miles away from the store. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart has the video, and he is live from Habersham County's Sheriff's Department with more details.
Yeah, Christina, investigators are calling this case complex, and certainly they have a lot more to do, but this new revelation video is clearing some things up.
This is Debbie Collier walking into a Family Dollar in Clayton, Georgia on Saturday, September 10th. It's just before 3 p.m., only hours before Collier's husband reported her missing. In this security camera video, you can see her picking up several things, including a rain poncho, a tarp, paper towels, and a torch lighter. The Habersham County Sheriff's Department says this clue is crucial. A spokesman tells Fox 5 News all of those items were found here at the crime scene the next day, next to Collier's nude body with burn marks on it. They didn't know how they got there. Now they do. Also, they now know Collier was still alive at 3 that afternoon. But here's the added twist. In a statement, investigators say over the weekend, Collier's daughter, Amanda Bearden, told them she was at the Clayton Family Dollar that Saturday. A review of security video and interviews so far hasn't backed that claim up.
And we have been trying to reach Ms. Bearden all day, but have been unsuccessful. We came here to the Sheriff's Department scheduled to get an interview, but they decided that they're going to hold off until later in the week to do on-camera interviews. And of course, we will be there and have those latest developments. But for now, we are live in Clarksville at the Habersham County Sheriff's Department. Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
Wow, I wonder if officials are any closer to...
I don't think, well, I was going to say I don't think they are, but you know what? I think they are, actually. I think that they're getting closer. They've got all the information now, I think, that they probably are going to need. Let's try this. Let's see if there's... No. Let's not try that. Let's see what we did. Let's see. Well, I think I'm just making sure we've covered everything that has come in, and I think we might have. I'll look over here for a second. Make sure there's nothing in here. I think we've seen it. I think we're done, guys. As updated as we're gonna get. Let me see here, James. Was it definitely Debbie in the store? I think they're saying yes now, that it was her in the store. She was her normal self. Like, she sounded like she was in a good frame of mind, did her shopping, was pleasant with the people that were running the till, and sounds like she did that, and then went out to her vehicle, and I don't know what she did for 10 minutes, but it sounds like she then sent her daughter that message, that Venmo, and then they she drove to where she got eliminated, I guess. And it sounds sounds like it was like she drove straight there. She didn't really wasn't far out of town, and she didn't do anything else. It'll be interesting to see if she made any other calls. But yeah, maybe we'll find out more through the day. I'm absolutely watching this. It's got so much happening that you turn your head for a few minutes and all of a sudden things have happened. Let's see here. How did she pay for the items? Didn't husband say she left cards behind? I think she had her debit card, if I understand correctly. That it was her debit card that she used. And do you know what? I don't know. Maybe, I mean, they're going to know how it was paid for. If it was paid for by one of those credit cards that's back home with her purse, well, again, I think the daughter and boyfriend are starting to look pretty sus if that's the case, in my brain anyways. Let's see here. Boyfriend seems like the kind of guy that would do anything the girlfriend asked. I think you're probably right. You know, he doesn't, MMA or not, he doesn't seem like the most manly man that's out there. And I don't know how heavily addicted he is, but it does sound like there's that addiction going on, right? Absolutely, James. Absolutely. So you know what? I'll jump off, and I'm very glad you guys came and joined me. I appreciate you a bunch. I truly do. So I'll jump off, and I'm working on Pablo Escobar for my other channel. He's going to be my next historical case. So watch for that as well on Frankyrose Crime Updates Historical Cases. Okay, I will jump off, and I'm sure I'll see you guys again today. So have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.